Is this it? I believe so. Okay, great. So, I hate going live sometimes. Honestly, I really do. But it's the fastest way of getting content up on the channel to make a video. So we're just gonna roll with it. Right, December and November. I kind of drifted off my budget, I think. Let's see. Let me share my screen so you can see my budgets. You know what I'm talking about. Because I've been using the desktop version of YNAB. YNAB is you need a budget. I've used the desktop version of it. It's old. It's an old version of the software that I've been using, and I'm not sure if I'll continue using it because I also have an account with EveryDollar, and yeah, so like the whole getting out of debt, building my budgets, these are all my transactions. I did a lot of, like, I tracked my spending. I did that. I tracked my spending. It's just that I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what I'm doing a lot of the times. I'm just, yeah. So I've been feeling off about my budget because I'm not sure what I'm doing with my budget, and I'm not sure the whole debt process. Maybe I'm burnt out. Maybe I'm depressed. Maybe I'm just unmotivated. I don't know. It's just, I need, it's a place I'm in that I need to keep moving forward, but I'm not sure what forward is. Yeah, like I know good things happen. Maybe my budget notes would help. Maybe that would help. 1 second. Let me get to my budget notes. Maybe that will help me jog my memory. What am I doing? That's the thing about going live and not really having an organization of what you're going to talk about. Yeah, let's start there. That might help. It might. I don't know. It might. Right, that might help too. Actually, I don't. Okay. Okay. Let me calm down for a minute. Let me calm down. Actually, no, there really isn't. There really isn't. Last night I made a new account with EveryDollar. And so this is here, this is EveryDollar. This is what it looks like when you make your free account with EveryDollar, because you can have a free account, free membership with EveryDollar. You can do that. And then I was thinking of using the EveryDollar app since it has a free account and I can manually enter in my transactions, working through the baby steps until I reach baby step 3, which would be good. That's what I was thinking of, using the EveryDollar app for baby step 1, baby step 2, baby step 3, and maybe baby step 4, and then maybe baby step 3B, and then 6 and 7. There's no college fund for kids for me on the whole baby step process, which makes things a lot easier for living my life on that thing. But I've been using the Wine app. You need a budget for like October, November, December. I think 4 or 3 months. I really like it. I do. It's just that I don't have a paid membership with the EveryDollar right now. Not the EveryDollar, with the Wine app right now. So that I can't access it on my phone because you need a paid membership after you do the trial membership to get it. And then EveryDollar, free or plus, and the free works on my phone. So I was thinking of, for the process, it just, like, there's a lot of options. If you notice, there's a lot of options where I can do free, I can do the budget, I can do this, I can do that. Yeah, so I got overwhelmed by all the options of what I could do, and I wasn't just focusing on one thing, which really is not that, like, it's not even that great. So November, all my transactions, let's see. I mean, we spent, so okay, since we're gonna switch over to EveryDollar, because EveryDollar is a free account that works on my phone, and I can continue on my getting out of debt and of handling my budget and then building my wealth. You kind of need to pick one and stick with it. But as you can see, there's just options. I started with my spreadsheet. Is the spreadsheet still here? I started my spreadsheet for most of the start of the journey. If you're looking at my channel and looking at the videos where I did my budget review, is with this really interesting spreadsheet. That was great, and it took a lot of work to put together, like a lot of work to put together. And then I went with Line app, the desktop version, the web-based version. I went with that, and then EveryDollar. But I took FPU in 2017. So we've been on this journey now 2 years, and it's been not focused at all, or sometimes focused. I don't know. Depends how you look at it. It's just a lot of stress I've been putting on myself, and a lot of expectations I've been putting on myself. That's a better way to describe it. I've been putting a lot of expectations on myself that don't fit because of exploring the idea of building a YouTube channel, documenting my debt-free journey, and what does that look like? And then comparing myself to other people's YouTube channels, and also comparing myself with how I earn a living with how other people earn a living. So there's a lot of comparing and beating myself up for things that I really shouldn't. Like, it's just what it is. I make my money the way I make it. I track my money the way I track it, and I spend it the way I spend it. But I probably need to get the Rachel Cruz book, Love Your Life, Not Theirs, because I could have shortcut a lot of the process I went through that I'm trying to explain to you right now. And yeah, it's not even that great. So, what happened here? 29 on the 1st. Oh, that had to change. That's really 31st. Oh, crush. That one's the 31st of October. I'm like, why does it look like that? Yeah, there. November. Is that better? Yeah, a lot better. Okay. Just something I noticed that didn't fit well. Right. So I basically spent $356.55 in my everyday living, and $10 on transportation, $1,054.11 on my housing costs. And as of right now, I spent $378 on my debt repair. That's the minimum payment, because I'm still working baby step 1. Where's baby steps? I'm still technically in baby step 1. I have $0 in baby step 1, or 81 cents. Yeah, I have 81 cents in baby step 1, and then I just didn't really just focus on one thing and stick with it. It's just when you combined the YouTube community and your personal journey, things get very muddy because you feel like you have to be perfect about it, but there's no perfect way of doing it, and it confuses everything about it, which is why when I started the video, I sounded that way, because that's exactly how it feels. It's very confusing when you add too many things in it, and it's just really of, if you take the videos that you make for planning your budget and then reviewing your budget as a meeting, just a meeting that you're going to just record and not focus on who's watching the video, that helped. which is how I started. I started at first where I was just gonna set up my budget, do my budget, live my life. And over the course of time of getting involved in different community parts and different YouTube channels, I did, live videos and everyone else's content, I got distracted. I got super, super, super distracted. And now, I just want to stick to a budget, work the baby steps, and get out of debt. Because where is the debt total? As you know, two of my debts really, really bother me. My student loan and my payday loan. They really, really bother me. Credit card, very happy with the credit card. So I'm most likely not going to stop having my credit card. I'm definitely going to keep my credit card for the purposes of having a credit card and keeping my credit score good, and for the future planning of maybe buying a house, because I did the math of if I'm buying a house and I need 20 to 25% down, and my city, the cost of buying a place, it's like $1 million and up. That means I'm saving about $7,000 a month towards a down payment. For it to happen in 3 years, yeah, that there's a lot of math process. Like, I'm a nerd and free spirit all in one. And sometimes the free spirit wants to do a whole bunch of stuff, and I gotta calm it down with the nerd stuff. And then I get overwhelmed. I can't just be free spirit only and then nerd only, because if I'm free spirit only, we would never be doing these videos. It was free spirit only. And then because I'm tapping into the nerd side of me, I'm trying to do the numbers, make sure every dollar has a job, focus on following a system, focus on following a plan, and gathering as much information as I can. And it becomes very, 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 very confusing. It does. So, I could, sit here with you and make up my every dollar budgeting app based on my categories, because I need my categories to match my categories here in my wine app, budgeting app. And it's only because of the access that the every dollar app works on my iPhone, and I can easily enter in the numbers as I'm shopping with every dollar, that I cannot do with wine app right now, because I don't have a wine app membership. Because what was happening for the month is that I would go shopping, and then I have to come home and make sure I don't throw out the receipt, and then enter that transaction into the wine app desktop version, because that's what I have access to right now. And it was okay. It was okay. I managed the month. It was fine. And then my cell phone, that is finally clear. I'm finally no longer with Virgin Mobile. I'm officially with Chatter Wireless Service, paying $45 and oh snap, paying $45.20 a month, which is really, really, really awesome. Like, so awesome. Like, yes, I did it in August. End of August, I changed my number, but the feeling of never owing a cell phone company money because your cell phone is on a contract, or you're basically financing your cell phone, is really, really freeing. So I may have to add in. Actually, I do. It's here. On my sinking fund for furniture, small appliance, and electronics, because those are the things I'll be shopping for. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to set that up. So like when I set up, and that's the thing about, to set up the categories all here, it would take a little bit. It would take like maybe an hour or two. And I don't want to do it in the video of um, of the budget, because it would just take up a lot of time of doing that. It would just take up a lot of time of, let me break down and show you how to use every dollar. And let me break down all the categories I need in my every dollar budget so that it fits my lifestyle. And then every month I go in and I do my every dollar budget, or zero-based budget of every dollar getting a job. I could do that. I could, but I'm not for the future. I'm just not. I'm not for the future. I'm not doing that. I mean, I rambled on for 15 minutes of feeling overwhelmed by the budget, comparing myself to other YouTube channels who are getting out of debt, sticking to a budget, and documenting their journey, and then other financial channels who just give you financial education. It's a lot of information out there. Like for me, um, I just got overwhelmed with all the nerd information, and the free spirit wanted attention that I need to give the free spirit attention. So I'm very, very happy of doing my budget reports because of the purpose of the main reason of the channel when I started was people look at me in my industry, that my career, that I'm not supposed to have debt because I'm a cam model, or they instantly think cam models make a lot of money. There's a lot of myth stories going on about being a cam model, and I want to break that down is that we're just like everybody else. We have financial goals. We don't necessarily know the budgeting skills. We don't necessarily about investing. Um, Basically, everybody else. Insert anybody else who doesn't have financial literacy and trying to figure it out and using the principles of Dave Ramsey and other financial gurus out there to try organize their life so it's less stress and they take charge of the money that they're making. Because whether you're making minimum wage or six figures, your dollar needs to know where it's going. And I need to organize a way that doesn't drive me insane, that I know when I log on and do my job, the paychecks that come in, they're spent appropriately and they're not being wasted. Because the time and energy it takes to make that money, I'll never get back. And then in exchange of all that time I use to work, I get a paycheck, and it's supposed to enhance my life, advance my life, put myself in better positions and opportunities. I need a plan. I didn't have a plan before. I would make money, I would pay bills sometimes, and then everyone hated my job, so I started to hate myself for hating my job, and it just caused this whole anxiety spiral mess of I didn't like my job, so I didn't like the money I was making, so I would get rid of the money, and I still needed to live. It wasn't serving anybody by me sabotaging money because people's opinions were interfering with how I live my life. When yeah, just so many factors that don't care about the money. They just want to know that the money's coming. Like every time I call, like if I have to negotiate with a bill collector right now, they just want to know when the money's coming. If I go deal with family functions and their nonsense of disapproval about me, they want me to quit my job and go to college. Going to college is not going to make me money when I owe student loan $2,600. Student loan wants to know when are they going to get their money for the $2,600. Yeah, like, and then the payday loan people, if they want their money, they want their money on time, or they'll send legal action after me. So there's things like that that I just can't deal with people who don't like what I do for a living because you have an issue that has nothing to do with me handling my money and sticking to a budget. Yeah. So this is a process I've learned. I've learned to let go of a lot of opinions of other people that don't matter. Like, and which is the beauty of listening to Dave Ramsey every single day. He really emphasizes that you're an adult, other people's opinions don't matter. You have a responsibility to make sure that you get out of debt and build your wealth as fast as possible. Like that's what I like about it. It's not yeah, it's here are the steps. You do these as fast as possible. Everyone's opinion doesn't matter. People think you join a cult. People think you're crazy. All those things. Because nobody's going to wait. Like, I don't even know. I wake up every day enjoying the fact that I can log on, make money, log off, and then go downstairs and see checks in the mailbox. and then cash my checks, tell my dollars what to do, log on, make more money, repeat. There's a rinse and repeat. There's no coworkers, there's no boss, there's no HR, there's no employee benefits, there's no employee, like, yeah. Actually, there is employee of the month. Yeah, there is employee of the month. But everything else that comes with the job, I don't have. I don't have the stress of wondering if I'm going to clock in late at work or that I have a deadline to meet. Like, I have a deadline, but the deadline is not as stressful as it would be if I was in a traditional work environment. I create the whole entire environment. And this is the whole thing about it, of me documenting, is that this whole journey, this whole wealthy cam girl thing, yeah, even that. People commenting about wealthy cam girl. It's not your story. It's mine. It's wealthy cam girl is about something I created for myself to represent my journey of where I was, being in debt and getting out of debt and building my wealth based on the career profession as being a cam model. It has nothing to do with you if you don't have that job title. Like, I don't get, like, sometimes I'll get comments on my name for my channel and people are judgmental over that. It has nothing to do with you. It's about me and, like, telling every dollar I have for what to do and making sure that I have groceries and meal planning. And I'm trying to figure out with grocery shopping, like grocery shopping twice now. I made myself meat sauce with noodles or pasta. I don't know. The pasta section, there's a lot. There's a lot of choices for the pasta section. And I didn't particularly like it for a meal for leftovers, which is very, very, very frustrating. Like, I hate pasta sauce in a can. Tastes awful. And then when I make it, there's too much of it, and it's not a meal for me that I enjoy as a leftover. Like, in the moment of making it and having it was great, but to have it as a leftover, not great. So now I think I got on the meal planning. Am I going to make this meal, or I make the meal and I have a lot of food waste of the meal because the meal does not sit well with my stomach? Yeah, so now I gotta figure out how to make meals with pasta that I enjoy, where I save money on meal planning. Every meal is enjoyed, like every dollar gets a job. And I'm not wasting money buying food that I would eat, don't really 100% enjoy it, but eating it because I'm on a budget. No, the whole meal planning, eating, especially when you're an adult and you're making the meal. Like, I had this huge flashback of making this pasta dish and basically forcing myself to eat it because I spent the money on it, and completely miserable the whole entire time I'm eating it because it wasn't something I enjoyed. So I've heard the voices of my family in the back of my head yelling at me that, oh, I spent all this time cooking this, you can't even eat the meal. I'm like, look, when you go shopping for food and you're going to cook your meals, it's more enjoyable to enjoy the meal you're cooking so you can have the meal again. This whole, like, beans and rice, I'm not doing beans and rice. And the reason I don't do beans and rice, it irritates my stomach. It's havoc on my digestive system. Now I'm learning that spaghetti sauce and meat sauce and bolognese sauce is havoc on my digestive system. Growing up, that meal would be shoved down my throat, or I would go to bed hungry because I couldn't suffer through eating a meal that would put havoc on my digestive system. I'm not doing that. That's also part of the process of doing this and meal planning and figuring out your meals and stuff like that. You want to have meals that don't rule havoc on your digestive system. So that's part of the debt free process. I'm learning. I'm like, okay, I have this much money for food. Let me try and experiment. Like, you don't really need to experiment with buying food. As long as there's some vegetables in there and there's some protein in there, you'll figure it out if you're vegan, vegetarian, not. Just choose the meals you're going to eat. This is how I've how my budgeting for food. I've allocated $185 up to $365 for food, and it's all the same stuff I'm cooking. Yes, sometimes I go in there and I'm thinking I'm cooking the most boring thing ever because I know exactly how to cook this thing in 20 minutes or less, but there's a process of it. There's cooking it, eating it, and digesting it needs to happen smoothly so I can get back to doing something else. Which is sad because I really thought I would have pasta sauce and meat sauce regularly in my budget because it's a cheap meal to buy. It's super cheap. The no-name pasta sauce cost me like $1. The pasta cost me $2. The ground beef cost me $5. The bell peppers, tomatoes, onions, they were like $3 a bag because I got like 4 or 3 at one time. So that means tomato, bell peppers, onions got to use for other meals. So like probably 50 cents each, depending on how you look at it. And then the spices, buying spices. I realized my budget for buying spices um, would have to come into my household budget and not the grocery budget. Because the grocery budget for me is all food items. Everything that I eat is out of groceries. Spices, separate category. So spices, paper towel, toilet tissue, feminine hygiene products, cleaning products, that's out of the household budget. Household budget, we're allocated like $25 for that. And yeah, and then groceries, like food, I'm going to eat fruits and vegetables, proteins, meats, things like that. That's like $60 a week. This is what I learned out of the budgeting of let's plan on my meals from my cookbook, let's cook these meals and enjoy them. So which means since I don't like meat sauce and pasta that much, which is weird, I like the alphabet soup, even though it's like a horrible, non-healthy thing. I like the alphabet soup more. I gotta figure. I'm thinking maybe next time I try, I do the vegetarian spaghetti and meat. No, no meat. Vegetarian tomato sauce, because yeah, I need to figure what part of this thing I didn't like. I'm not done with this meal because it's the cheapest meal. I'm trying to figure out how to get cheap meals out of the grocery store that last me the whole week or two that I'm not grocery shopping a lot because I do grocery shopping on foot. And my MS pain, pulling my grocery cart, all that, very, very difficult. Very, very, very difficult. So I gotta figure that out. It's some stuff that's been driving me nuts of like laundry is like fixed expense. Grocery shopping has all this leeway and it's all dependent on into the grocery store, buying all the items I need to buy, not being exhausted buying them, bringing the groceries home, and then cooking meals I'm actually going to eat, and then having meals that like, leftover warm up properly, that they still feel like they're cooked the first time. That's the thing about the whole leftover process. Some leftover foods just don't leftover properly. Like it's almost like I cook that meal for the day and then I'm stuck eating that whole meal for the day because it doesn't left over for the next day properly. There's also that's happening. If you have not figured it out, being on a budget and planning your meals and cooking all your meals and things like that, there is a process of your skill sets in the kitchen and your skill sets of reheating your food so it lasts longer. Plus, there's no kids. It's not like no, because my family did that to me and I hated it. So yeah, like yeah, there's a certain food like I really wish my family paid attention to foods that irritated me, digestive wise, that I'm figuring out now. Because I'm buying foods that I grew up with thinking that, okay, yeah. And then like I eat the food and I hate it. I literally hate the food and I bought it. So now I gotta make sure when I go into the store, I'm buying every food that I like. And it'll be eaten and enjoyed and appreciated. That way, the next time I'm in the store, I'm buying everything I love and appreciate so I can eat it so it doesn't irritate my damn stomach. And also sits well for leftover meals. Because I don't mind cooking every day. But it does help to have some meals that are freezed and warmed up if they freeze and warm up well. That way it cuts the time down. That way you can get back to work, get on like the gazelle intense plan of paying off the debt so I can work. There's this whole thing. I mean, I've been rambling on for 30 minutes of everything because I don't even know. Maybe other debt-free people are feeling the same thing. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Who knows? I know my journey. My journey right now is really facing up things that I didn't learn, and yeah. Based on my environment, I was forced to adapt to something that wasn't me, and nobody paid attention to me. And now I'm paying attention to me, and it's like, oh wow, all of these stuff I didn't get when I was younger. I should have to figure out how to give it to myself. Plus, making sure that my older self is not, you know, you know, worse than I am now. Because right now I'm in the best position I am right now. Be nice that the future me has a couple $1,000,000 in the bank instead of negative 7,000. What's my negative net worth? Hold on. My negative net worth is, according to this, 7,000. Wait, where is it? No, other kid. I have it somewhere. Actually, that is an accurate net worth calculator. Yeah, my net worth is minus $6,244.97. That's assuming. Actually, no, that's a wrong number. It's less than that. Yeah, go with 7,000. I'm negative 7,000. It didn't add up properly. These calculators, why can't you add up properly when they do them too? Yeah, I'm negative $7,300. That's where that's how we're in. Like I'm negative, and I have to go from negative 7,000 to a net worth of how many plus zeros for the future. It's just a whole thing, right? So I will do my budget in the Every Dollar app. I'll use it on my phone. The goal still is my estimated income, $3,000 for the month. That's minimum. It can be higher, it can be less. That's the whole point of being commission-based income. And then dealing with the rules or regulations I have with disability, plus setting boundaries and enjoying my life the best way I know I can while sticking to a budget. And yeah, luckily I'm not like a huge spender. Like I want to spend stuff, but I don't need to go crazy on spending stuff, which is nice. Which is yeah, because like I'm realizing all the things I would spend money on was for other people. Other people like how right now I really just want to wear leggings, jeans, and a bunch of t-shirts because I don't have a job that needs me to be in business casual. I'm not really out there going to buy dresses and stuff. And I work from home, and then my work attire is typically lingerie for being a cam model. So the wardrobe in itself, not a whole lot. But then there's times I go visit family and they're looking at me like I should dress better. And I'm like, I bought the clothes. I'm buying what I'm wearing. Why are you telling me I need to dress better? So this whole entire debt-free journey, setting boundaries and eliminating a lot of conversations with my family, which was part of the process of why I changed my phone number, and then why the process of I just need to focus on myself. What do I want? What do I want my life to look like? Where do I want my dollars to go? Like, yeah, and let's take it to a framework. Baby steps. Dave Ramsey, he got the framework. That's a solid framework. Oh, we have people in chat. Oh, that took a delay. Uh, thing about campsites, they're my job. I don't really want to talk about my job on my channel anymore. Like, yes, I know it says wealthy cam girl. Yes, I'm well aware. But I'm no longer giving people advice about being a cam model. If you want to know about a particular website or how they operate, you're going to have to go in there and do your own research, which typically means signing up to the website and figuring out how that website works. Because it doesn't cost you anything to sign up on a website and then fill out the application process, set up your account, click broadcast, work the website, and then close your account later. Because I've just done that with a campsite that openly expresses their racism. Yeah, I was dealing with a campsite that does not have a diversification of models on their website. All the models on their website are all fake tits, white, and under 30. And there was some drama on the message boards about this particular website where I made sure I went in and I'm like, yo, this website needs to delete my account because I won't associate myself with that website. The thing about being a cam model is that you have to go in and don't jump in the trenches. I am not here to guide you about being a cam model. I'm here to get out of debt, build my wealth, and I happen to have a job as a cam model. So my opinions about certain websites, my experiences about certain campsites, and yeah, I mean at most you'll know my income, but I won't say exactly what websites my income from those websites are for, because I've spent 16 years. Next year's to 2020. I started in 2003. 17 years next year, March, of working webcam, and my only focus is working, getting paid, and telling my money where to go in my budget. Like, I know you thought, wealthy cam girl, I'll give you all the advice about being a cam model. I'm not. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm not that person. There's other people on the internet who do that. There's other places on the internet that will tell you everything about certain websites out there. I am not going to tell you that. My biggest focus is paying off $7,300 worth of debt, building my 3 to 6 month emergency fund, and yeah, saving 15% of my gross income into retirement savings. Where it comes from, it just happens to come from there. The dollars need to go where the dollars need to go, which means I update my videos as a debt-free journey person, and then I log off. That's it. And then I get ready and I get to work and I do the work. But I'm not going to talk about work. I'm just not. I'm more focused on, did I make my money? Did I buy my groceries? Did I get my hair done? Did I put money in savings? Did I pay off the minimum payments on my debts? That's what I'm focused on. I change it for my personal reason. Like, it's my, like, I did it for me. I did it for me. My sanity, my well-being. Me talking about being a cam model and all that stuff of cam model does not make me happy. It does not. I like the job. I enjoy the job. I will not talk about the job. Because it's not about the websites. When you mature, you have a different focus. Talk to a newbie. Talk to a newbie cam model that's all excited about being a cam model because it's the first thing they're doing in their entire life and they've never done anything like it. I'm doing this now 17 years. I have to pivot and change my focus and change my goals and focus on a new stage of my life. The young newbie cam models that are all excited about posting their videos about being a cam model, how excited it is, how they burn out and stop being a cam model, watch those videos. Me, I'm working, I'm paying bills. I'm just like everybody else. Work, pay bills, don't talk about work. Work, pay bills, don't talk about work. That's what we're doing. Even the blog Wealthy Cam Girl, I only talk about being a cam girl in one blog post. My first year being a cam model. The blog has one post of being a cam model. That's it. One post. I mean, if you really want to talk about, like, see my opinions about campsites and stuff like that, you can see my whole history of posting of campsites and different things like that on my post history for StripperWeb and We Cam Girls. But even that, if you go look at my post from 2004 up until like 10 years later, I changed. I stopped talking about it because there was nothing new about it. Like, either cam models are complaining that the websites pay too low, has nothing to do with that, or they're complaining about customers, again, has nothing to do with that. As like majority of cam models content, they lead on their immaturity. The immaturity does not, it doesn't do anything. To be a cam model, you basically must rinse and repeat 4 things over and over again. You rinse and repeat 4 things over and over again, and then you want your paychecks. When the paychecks come, I'm like, okay, I gotta pay off debt, I gotta do retirement, I wanna buy a house, I wanna buy a car, I wanna go on vacation. That's it. I'm not like I'm not excited even when I go buy stuff off of Pink Cherry or Adam and Eve. I buy the items I know from Adam and Eve that I like. They come in, I wear them, I use them, I log off, I work. That's it. The whole Cami thing now is like your coin operated toy. That's it. I log on for 2 to 4 hours. I make all my money in the 2 to 4 hours. I log off. I've filtered out which websites I'm working. I am happy with the websites I'm working. I can work the websites I'm working. I work the websites I'm working. I log off. I'm not the encyclopedia of being a cam model. Like, I'm not. And I've talked about that in many videos because a lot of my videos, you saw that. I started giving cam model advice, and then you saw the minute in some of my videos where I just got fed up of giving advice. Like, if you watch all my cam girl coaching videos on my channel, you can literally see the minute where I'm like, screw this, I don't want to do it. And I started talking about my debt-free journey, getting on a budget, making money, getting on a budget. You saw it happening. If you have not been paying attention to my channel, I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. Because it started off cam model coaching, it stopped, and went debt-free journey. And then people got mad at me thinking that I owe you something to give you advice and being a cam model. I don't owe you anything about giving you advice about being a cam model. Like, people started to get really, really mean at me in the comments that I refused to give you advice about being a cam model. And yo, I took a break. I drifted off. It triggered some bipolar. It triggered a bunch of stuff for me. And I said, I'm not going to. You don't have to watch my content. I'm here to tell you that I'm $7,000 in debt. I'm following the 7-step Baby Ramsey plan. Baby Ramsey plan. That's funny. Yeah, to get out of debt, to build my wealth so that I could see from my earnings of being a cam model that pushes me in a direction to have $1 million net worth. Whether I make $1,000 a month or $10,000 a month, every dollar has a job to be put in place that I have $1 million or more net worth. I'm not going to dwell on hiccups in industry news about being a cam model. You can go to conferences for that. You can, like, there's a conference right now, everything to do with sex show in my city. I'm not going. Why? I don't want to be drunk the whole entire weekend talking to people under 30 who have not figured out life. That's the thing about newbie cam models. They're still in the I don't know phase of their life. Like, I figured that out already. I figured out the career. I figured out my mental illness. I figured out the relationships. Now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna make sure I have money for retirement. It's a completely different conversation. It's a completely different behavior. It's a completely different mindset. Like, it's complete, like, it is. I work my 40 hours a week, sometimes 80 hours a week, working webcam, make my targets, log off. I have my army of websites I work those websites, I log off. There's not a lot of talking about being a cam model. Like, I figured it out, I'm doing it, I'm gonna do it, don't need to talk about it. Just need to do it. And then, like, even when, like, I do talk about, let's say, what I make, your comments are like not even, I make $50 but you can't make 10. You get all upset that I make more than you or I make less than you. I don't need the judgment around what I'm making or what I'm not making. Because at the end of the day, I need to know if this dollar is going to buy me groceries, transportation, hair appointments, medications. That's what I need to figure out. I already know the system of how can I make from $100 a day to $300 a day for $3,000 a month to $10,000 a month. I've already figured it out. I've already done it. I'm not going to sit here and tell everybody what those steps are. The steps of getting out of debt, I don't know how to do that. I need to focus on that. And all the cam model blogs end the same way. And they end the same way because the goals change. It's just a job. Some days you're not going to like the job. Some days you're going to love the job. Other days you hate the coworkers. Because most, like, even now, like, some of the posts are coming up, the active posts are coming up. Everyone has anxiety. Everyone has stress anxiety, and they don't work because they have anxiety, but they want to be a cab model, but they don't work because they have anxiety. Or they took a long break, so they don't know if they'll make money from being a cab model. Like, it's not that serious. That spinning hamster wheel of anxiety, cab model, I don't know. I took a break. I don't know. I don't live there anymore. I don't. I know that I have $379 coming out to pay a payday loan, and the payday loan is driving me nuts. For me to get rid of that payday loan, they need to get $1,500 a month for 3 months to be out of my life, which is half of my daily target of making $100 a day being a cam model to make sure that payday loan is gone. Different focus, different goals, different agenda. And I'm at the place where I will make the money on webcam or not. Like it's that it. And if I don't make it today, I gotta make sure I make it tomorrow. It's a place now that I log on until I hit my target. I give myself a 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. window to make the money I need to make online. I don't, beat myself up because I didn't make it. I don't feel sorry for myself I didn't make it. 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. I log on, I make my money. That's it. Like whatever happens, happens. That's it. That's the window I work. That's the window I stick to. 1 a.m. hits, I log off. I go to bed. 9 a.m. I get up, I do it again. And over the course of a month, since December's starting tomorrow, we will see how the month ends. I don't worry about it slow. I don't worry about if my regular wasn't online. I don't all I have to worry about, website still running. I can log into my account. I have high speed internet. That's it. Like that's it. That's it. The cam customers, they're stupid. I know they're stupid. They say the same things every day. They all want to meet me. They all love me. They all think I'm this. They all think I'm that. I smile. I wiggle. They tip me. I log off. It's This is why I don't coach. This is why I don't coach cam models. I focus on the debt-free journey. The debt-free journey, I need to accomplish that. I need to be able to feel like I can handle my money so I can handle my life. There's nothing more to handle when it comes to being a cam model. Everything is done. So this is why, yeah, I changed my name. I changed my focus. I changed the content. I mean, yeah, it's really dumb that regular people don't think cam models have debt, but that's their just ignorance. And then cam models that are starting out, you'll figure it out. It's not that difficult of a job to figure out. It's a really simple job to figure out. It's just that you repeat the same things every single day, hoping that you will make the same amount of money. When you need to have a low target that covers your basic expenses, which means your rent, your shelter, your transportation, your clothes, you're covered. And then anything above that is gravy on the biscuit. This is why the financial aspect had to come into play. Because people were just stressing out over things that they couldn't control. Set your base target you minimum have to make. My base target that I have to make sure things are done and I don't lose it, like I don't have bill collectors calling me, I have food in the fridge, I got clean clothes, $100 a day. I did the budget to figure that out. Like, yeah, if you don't do the budget, you won't know where you're gonna go. And then I figure out how webcamming plays into making sure I hit $100 a day. If I cannot make $100 a day, which is my minimum, I need to make to cover all of my basic living expenses and the minimum payments on my debt. That means I have to go get a job. That's what that means. Like that's what I mean. If I don't hit if you don't make this amount of money, and you're gonna drive yourself crazy for not making this amount of money, you need to bring in more income. You can still be a cam model working another job. Many people do it. It's called being an adult. And then if people at the job hate you for being a cam model, they are not paying the bills. This is the other thing. People don't like your career choice. Okay, great. Are they paying the bills? Are they going to pay for your lifestyle, your dreams, your vacations, your health insurance, anything that comes up in your life that costs money? The people that do not like your job, are they going to pay for it? Because if they're not, they need to keep quiet. Their opinion does not matter. Like again, this is why I don't coach cam models. We run into the same questions that end up in the same place. It doesn't, yeah. I like for me, I look at my bank account, I look at my savings account, I hate it. There's no money in there. Because I'm worried about other people's opinions. I changed my phone number. I changed my phone number so I wouldn't have to hear people's opinions about what they think of me. Like, yeah, I cut off friends. I didn't want to hear what they had to think of me. What they think of me does not matter. Yeah, like the more serious you take your career, the more serious you take your life in charge, and then your money in charge. Everyone else who's not on that direction does not matter. He's wonderful. He's almost what, top 10 or 15% in his OnlyFans account. He makes his money. I used to feel bad that he was making way more money than me. And the only reason he was making way more money than me, he was working more than me. Now I get to, so it became where, why am I worried about who's making more money than me when I'm not working? Because, and that's the thing too, you're not working to make a certain amount of money. People think this to go change is go on a different website. It doesn't, if you're not already working a consistent schedule, changing to work another website is not going to make you have a better schedule. That was the other thing about cam models messaging me, is they've chosen a website that they want to work. They come into, I'm not making enough money, I'm not sticking to a schedule. Idea, let me go work another website. It doesn't mean like you're not gonna magically instantly make more money because you change the website. You have to change yourself. Which is what I noticed about the boyfriend for him being top 15 or top 13 in his OnlyFans account. It's because he works ridiculously a lot. He works a lot. He produces really great content. He's making a lot of money. So when he comes over, he's ridiculously happy. It wasn't going to happen because I switch out websites. It wasn't going to happen because, oh, I'm going to sit and I don't want to work because I don't feel like it. Again, goes back to why I don't coach cam models. I'm not. Between reading the message boards, some posts on social media, and even watching some cam model videos, I'm just over it. Like, really. And it's a maturity level. And I'm not going back there. I'm not. I'm not going back there. I can't. I'm not. I'm not even that person. I think it was my meme I posted on my Facebook the other day that I'm not that person anymore and I'm not going back there. Um, yeah, don't make the mistake treating me based on what I allowed in the past. I'm no longer that person. Alex Miles. Yeah, that was my meme I posted yesterday on my timeline. I'm not that person. I'm not going back there. I'm not coaching newbie cam models to figure out how to be a cam model when the information is out there and the solution comes out of working. Working. Find the place you want to work and work there. I mean, you could go read, some career book or something, but it still comes down to you have to work. And me, I'm broke, so I really have to work. Money's not going to drop from the sky. Even though, yes, grandma sends money sometimes. It only gets me by for like 2 weeks if grandma sends money. And the reason why the money grandma sends me gets by for 2 weeks, I budget. That's why. If grandma sends money because grandma feels like being grandma as the grandma superpower, and she sends me a couple $100, I gotta make sure the couple $100 has a job to do, which means back to the budget. And then, oh, I want to go out for dinner. Did I work? No. Well, then you're not going out for dinner. Like, yeah, that's how it works. Avoiding work is what I've noticed a lot of chem models do. Like, you can't avoid work. If you want a certain lifestyle, you want to buy certain things, you want to have certain brand name items, you're going to have to work. And then you think, oh, you're going to pay it off on credit? You got to pay off the credit cards. How do you pay off credit cards? By working. Student loan. Student loan is, no, they're bothering you, saying they're going to threaten to take off your wages and things like that. You know, you stop that? Working. Your car. You want to buy this fancy ass car for whatever reason. You know, you stop that? Working. Families bothering you. They're judging you because you're a cam model and you're stuck in the house with them. You know, you stop that? Working. Working, money comes in, you have a budget, you tell the budget what to do, family says they don't like your job, you have money in the bank, you get up and leave. Boyfriend don't like your job, it's simple. Same thing, if the boyfriend don't like your job and you're working webcam, you break up with the boyfriend. If you're living with him, you kick him out or you leave. But it starts with working, budget, tell the money what to do, money and savings, and up and leave and walk away. Not switching out 5 different websites thinking it's going to magically make you money. There's no magical way of making anything. Like, we have not mastered of you think of something and it magically appears right there instantly. We're not magicians. We don't have magical powers. We can't conjure up anything because we say it in existence. It comes with time and working and saving money and telling the money what to do and not spending all your money in one place. And anybody who interferes with that stress, or disturbs that stress, or causes anxiety around that, they just need to step out of their life. Again, this is why I don't coach. Like, this is why I don't coach. Because the answer always comes up the same. Like, yeah, answer comes up the same. Working and planning. cam models, just for whatever reason, newbies are not doing that. Like, I really, yeah. 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 All right. I think I'm done because I can't really get into it. Like, I end up repeating back everything the same way. Like, I was emotional. Like, I got all distracted about my budgeting, my channel, building my channel. What's my channel going to be? I know definitely my channel is not teaching CAM models how to be a CAM model. I'm not bringing back that idea. It was a good idea in the beginning to build traction and traffic to the channel, but I'm not continuing on with that. I'm following Dave Ramsey, his 7 baby steps. I need to work on baby step 1, get baby step 1 finished as fast as I can for the month of December. Definitely, I want to be in baby step 2 by February. And then I want to be done my baby steps by December next year. So December 2020, I want to be done baby step 2. This is how I work on my plan. I should probably write it down in a document, but I'll do that after. Yeah. So I want to be done baby step 1 January, February. Then March, I start baby step 2. Debt snowball, everything. But because of my payday loan and watching all the videos of Dave Ramsey talking about payday loans, payday loan is first to go. We're knock out the payday loan as fast as I can, giving them $1,500 a month for 3 months or 2 months, get them gone, get them stop taking money out my account. Then I roll into the credit card and I roll into the student loan. Credit card is $510. Student loan is $2,610. That should be all gone and done by December 2020. As long as I do what? I work. Like, yeah, I work. From when? 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. 6 to 7 days a week. Why? Because I can. Like, that's like, I found magical ways to avoid doing this. And for my circumstances, my living situation, my lifestyle, it came out of if I'm going to follow this plan in the way that it's designed, in the way that it's being taught over and over again daily for 2 years. I've been listening to Dave Ramsey since what? 2017. And 2017, almost every day I listened to his podcast. Or I would go on his channel and watch other videos in his podcast. The advice is all the same. Get on a budget, debts, start your starter emergency fund, um, pay off all your debts, smallest to largest, do it as fast as you can. Step 1, 2, 3, fast as you possibly can. Then you roll into baby step 4. Minimum for him, he's saying 15% of your gross income is saving for retirement. And that. And then buy a house. I got to figure out how, where in my plan, in the budget, I'm buying a house. Because it stabilizes your wealth and your income around your housing cost. Great. I'm not really excited about that right now, but I'm not there yet. It's the you don't know what you don't know. Like, I know a little bit about it, but I don't know all of it yet, but I'm also not there yet to know everything about it. What I know is I have debt. I want to manage my money. I want to be more free. I want to have more options. I want to be able to be more in charge of my life, telling me what to do because it's what I want to do. And I have an income potential that could be really, really great as long as I work. The whole thing is working. I know the plan. The plan involves work. Get to work. Yeah. And I try to rejig the plan, think it's a different way, try to change it, maybe have a different idea. No, the plan always comes back to work. It does. The plan just comes back to work. It does. The plan comes back to work. Even growing this YouTube channel, work. Like really, work. I figured out what topics I'm talking about. I'm figuring about what things I want to do that I can do that's going to make it like what I can stick with. Work. I upload the videos, I edit the videos, I do the thumbnail, I do the keyword research, and then that's it. Work. That's it. Like this is that's it. Like it's yeah. I'm done looking for something else that's not there. It's all work. So I'm gonna get to work. You guys watching this channel, thank you for staying on this long. First time you see my face, want to see more of this face, subscribe to this channel. Want to know when I go live or upload a video, you click that bell notification thing, and then you gotta select all updates. It'll let you know when I do, and I will see you on the next one. Smooches.